Look at this beautiful campsite surrounded by tall trees and mountains. There's a lake nearby for fishing and swimming. It's simply idyllic. However, upon closer inspection, we realize that everything is in complete disarray. The tent poles are scattered everywhere. The canvas is in shreds. Three minions, Kevin, Dave, and Jerry, walk up to this disaster zone looking bewildered. They don't know what happened here. Where are their bananas? Why is there toilet paper hanging from the tree? And why does Kevin have a tent pole like a spear? As the minions survey the wreckage, they start to panic. Kevin grabs the closest pole and yells, "Pole, up, up." He runs around waving it like a spear, trying to jab it into the ground. Unfortunately, he has no idea what he's doing. As Dave approaches, he trips on a loose peg and gets tangled up in the tent canvas. He struggles to free himself, yelling "Hua, tangly tangly," and ends up wrapped up like a mummy. Jerry finds a bicycle pump and starts furiously pumping air into a sleeping bag, yelling "Pump, pump." Puff puff, he doesn't realize the danger of over-pumping an air mattress. SFX, clanging tent poles, fabric rustling, frantic pumping, frustrated grunt. We see Kevin launch the tent pole into a tree with a mighty swing. Dave tries to pull out a large section of canvas, but it snaps back and sends him flying into a bush. Jerry finishes pumping and looks proudly at his handiwork, or rather his air work. Unfortunately, he pumped too much air into the sleeping bag because it bursts with a loud pop. The minions are panicking and getting increasingly frustrated with their lack of progress. They need a new plan to pitch their tent. An idea strikes them. They gather all of the remaining tent poles together and use them as one long pole. This must be some sort of ancient minion camping technique. Then they tie one end of the canvas to a tree and secure the other end to the pole. Now they can use gravity to help stretch out the tent. But unfortunately, it's not strong enough to hold the weight of the tent. It collapses immediately. Just then, they spot a nearby clothesline strung up between two trees. It's much stronger than a flimsy tree branch. They decide to use it as a giant slingshot to launch the tent high above the trees, beyond the hill. They can pretend they're birds flying away from their problems. Kevin takes aim and releases the tent with a yell of whoosh. The tent flies through the air with a boing. Dave peeks out from behind a leaf, watching the tent go higher and higher. Oopsie, tree. Jerry follows it with his eyes, mesmerized by its flight. Da, 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 da. As the tent reaches the top of its arc, we see it sail over the hill and disappear. We hear a loud thud as it lands, but the minions can't hear it over their cheers of "Go, go." Tentfly SFX, slingshot twang. Whoosh, distant thud. The minions watch as the tent sails away into the distance. They didn't mean to destroy it, but somehow it feels like the best solution to their camping problem. The tent may be gone, but the minions aren't deterred. They still need shelter for the night, and they still have Jerry's giant sun hat. With a little imagination, they turn it into a hammock. They hang it between two sturdy trees and crawl inside. SFX, hoop-de-loop as they enter the hammock. The hammock rocks gently as the minions snuggle up to each other. At first, they were angry and frustrated about their destroyed tent and failed camp, but now they're tired and just want to sleep. They huddle together for warmth and comfort. Their eyes grow heavy and their breathing slows down. At this point, you might think their night is ruined. They have no tent, no bananas, and their carefully planned camp is a disaster. But maybe that's where their ingenuity really lies. They turned a ruined camp into an exciting adventure. They used their imaginations to turn a hat into a hammock. And they never stopped trying, even when things went wrong. Sure, their plan to launch the tent using a giant slingshot was a bit ambitious, but hey, that's just how the minions roll. They always find a way to make the best of a bad situation, even if it means their campsite looks like a tornado hit it. Who knows, maybe tomorrow they'll wake up and decide being homeless is actually pretty fun. And that's the end of Minion Camping Catastrophe. Do you like this animation? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.